How are you feeling? How was your weekend? Share with me in the chat how you're feeling today. I'm feeling so excited. I have so much planned this week. I'm going to have a great week. How are you feeling? How was your weekend? Did you do anything fun? Did you play? I had a playful weekend this weekend. I did not have to work at all. So I just kind of enjoyed myself. I played the entire weekend. I did some work. I learned some things. I went out in nature. I played. I colored. I did a lot of fun activities. I spent some time with my family. So this was a great weekend to kind of relax and renew. How was your weekend? What did you do? Did you do something fun? Share with me in the chat what you did this weekend. I'm hoping that you played as hard as you work. It is so important to do that. It is non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. It is not optional. You have to play as hard as you work. We work so much. We're always working, and we rarely make time for play. It's no excuse. Play is a biological need, and if you ignore that need, then there are consequences. Although society frowned upon adults playing, you have to figure out what it is to make you happy, bring you joy, put you into the present moment, put you into flow, and practice it every single day, regardless of what other people think. Play is very important to your mental health, to your well being. So you must go out of your way to play. It is not optional. It is something that is mandatory. I recommend doing it before you leave your house. Definitely during the weekends, you must de stress. If you wake up on Mondays and you feel exhausted or tired or dread going back to work, it means one of the two things. One, either you are in the wrong position or with the wrong company and it's time to reevaluate your life. Or two, you are not spending your time playing as hard as you work, playing to decrease cortisol in your body, to reduce stress. You're not thinking about the impactors, your risk factors, what you can do to reduce stress or indoor stresses, eliminate them, ignore them, address them. It is so important to incorporate play as a form of stress management and to help bring some order into your chaotic life. Life is chaotic. We're busy. We're stressed out. We have so much going on that we have to play. Again, non negotiable. So, I like to come on here every Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays at noon. Last week and a couple of days the week before, I was so swamped. I did not make it up here, but I like to think of this as our community of practice. And so I like to be consistent and come on here every single week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and talk to you about stress management and give you some tools, tips, tricks, or techniques to manage your stress. On Mondays, it's our stress management well chat. So I always give you at least one tip, tool, trick, or technique to manage stress. Wednesdays at noon, we do a little deep breathing. It helps to ground you so that you can be more energized, you can be more focused and in the moment. On Fridays, it's Fun Funny Fridays at noon. We do something fun, playful to reduce stress. It's normally laughter yoga, so please join me. Now, I'm not sure if this is your break or your lunch, but I like to do this within 15 minutes just to make sure that we're covered if you are on a break. So what I have is 12 o'clock, so I'm going to go ahead and get started so that, again, um, we can get in and out within 15 minutes, and I can leave a little time at the end so you can ask me any questions that you want to know. So I live in Raleigh. Do you live in Raleigh? Share with me in the chat. And I am Ebony Davenport, and I teach stress management. I show people how to utilize fun management solutions to decrease stress and counter burnout so that we can be happier, healthier, and more balanced. I use over 50 tips, tools, tricks, or techniques to manage stress. But today we are going to be talking about play. Yes, play is so important. I started off this video talking about play outside of stress management, which is my first technique for managing stress. Excuse me. My second one is play, right? So I want to spend a little bit of time talking about what stress is, and then I want to roll into how you can use play to address stress. So, what is stress, right? Everyone knows what it is, but it's hard to talk about. We all have different ideas and different definitions of stress. There isn't one single unifying definition in literature. In Eastern philosophies, it is considered the absence of inner peace. In Western culture, it is considered the loss of control. Stress is problematic because it's ambiguous. Stress definitions differ, stresses varies, affecting people's mind and body different. And so, again, what is stress? So, I have my own definition, and I like to blend Eastern philosophy and Western culture and say that stress is feeling out of control instead of inner peace. And there are three steps: there's appraisal, coping, and adapting. So, in the stress community, we talk a lot about stress being the relationship between the person's perceptions, needs, and abilities in the condition of the environment. So how you perceive control over your environment causes stress, right? And there's two types of stress. Normally, when you say I'm so stressed out, or you hear other people talk about stress, they're talking about the bad stress, which is called distress, right? So most of the time, stress is grouped into the category, and we use stress to describe the bad things that are happening in our life, which is distress. But there's also a good stress, right? There's eustress, and that's when the good things happen to you, like you get a promotion or you move or um, just you take a vacation. It's so many things. You graduate. So many things can cause you stress, but in general, depending on the severity, duration, and frequency, all stress is not good for you. We tend to normalize stress. We think that stress is just what comes with working, what comes with living, but really challenges are normal, right? We're supposed to be challenged in life, but we're not supposed to be stressed. Stress is something that can make us and break us, and it is something that can push us to excel, but it's not something that we should have frequently. It's not something that should last long and happen often, like work, which produces a lot of stress, right? So, stress management is realizing that there is a process that happens when stress is occurring or when you are met with a stressor or indoor stimulus. So, first you appraise whether you think it is a stressor or not a stressor, and then you have to cope with that stressor and adapt to it. So most of the time when there is stimulus, we do not pause, we just react. We don't think about what it is that we're doing, we just go into a reaction, right? So stress management is honoring the pause. When there is a stimulus, you can pause and decide to respond instead of react, right? That's what stress management is. Honoring the pause, thinking about what you want, what you need, the other person, all of the constraints that are involved in the situation, and responding from what you know and what you need, right? And so, stress management is mindfulness and prevention. And it's so important for us to be in the present moment so we can prevent all of the consequences that can come with experiencing stress, right? One of my favorite ways by far to reduce stress is through play. And play is a biological need. So, in addition to it being like the sauce of life, the juiciness of life, the whipped cream of life, the cherry of life, um, it is a biological need. So when you are playing, you are actually making sure that you are meeting all your needs so that you are a satisfied, healthy, happy individual, right? And we played when we were children. We played for long periods of time. We enjoyed ourselves. Play was the only thing we wanted to do. We added fun, joy, play, laughter to each situation. It doesn't matter where we were, what we were doing, we found a way to be curious, to play, to enjoy ourselves, right? And then somewhere along, as we grow up, we're told that we're supposed to put away fun, play, laughter for adulting that is out of context, that we must work hard, and keep our eyes on the prize, and that play is optional when we know that that's not true. Human beings are forever juvenile, which means that we are built to grow, play, adapt, and learn from play our entire life, right? So even if we're 105, we can still learn from playing because we're forever juvenile. I think it's monotonous. right? And so we have to go out our way to play. If we are a hard worker, we must play harder. The enemy of working hard is stress. So playing hard isn't the option. Our society tends to dismiss play for adults. It's perceived as unproductive, petty, maybe even a guilty pleasure. The notion is that once we reach adulthood, it's time to get serious. And between personal and professional responsibilities, there's no room for play. The only kind of play we honor is competitive play. But I have a quote by James Missioner, and he says, "The master in the art of living makes no distinction between his work and his play, his labor and his leisure, his mind and his body, his information and his reactions, his love and his religion. He hardly knows which is which. He simply pursues his vision of excellence at whatever he does, leaving others to decide whether he is playing or working. To him, he is always doing both." And that's what I tend to do in life. I kind of live by this quote. Fortunately for me, I have a stress management company where play is a big aspect of it. And I practice what I preach. I have strong integrity, so I go out of my way every single day to play. I try to add play into everything that I do, especially the things that I dread doing. I add play. Play is a very primal activity. It's natural and it starts in the womb, it's preconscious and preverbal. It arises out of an ancient biological structure that existed before our consciousness and ability to speak. So it is old. It's older than our ability to speak. That's what makes it a biological need, and it's one that we must honor. Play seems to be so important to our development and survival that the impulse to play has become a biological drive, like our desire for food, sleep, sex. The impulse to play is internally generated. So Stuart Brown says all drives are not created equal in strength. The strongest drives are for food and sleep. When we are in peril, play will disappear. But studies show that if we are well fed, safe, and rested, all mammals will play spontaneously. In humans, play can happen without a conscious decision to play. Like digestion and sleep, play in its most basic forms proceed without a complex intellectual framework. So we don't think about play, we just play, right? Now, if you are out of practice and you haven't played in a while, then you may have to take your present moment and think about how you can insert play, laughter, fun, joy into the moment, right? Because you've been out of practice. And as a creative being, if you haven't been doing something, if you don't use it, you lose it, right? So again, mindfulness provides the opportunity for us throughout the day to figure out, okay, I have this assignment due. How can I add play to it? How can I make it fun? Okay, I have to go to the gym. How can I make it fun? I have to eat a certain way. How can I make it fun? How can I enjoy what it is that I'm doing? We, again, are built to be lifelong players and to benefit from play from any age. We are shaped by evolution to be the most flexible of all animals. And as we play, we continue to change and adapt into old age. Understanding why many animals stop playing in adulthood and why mammals don't help us further understand the role play has in adult life. So it's very important. Even the jobs that you go to the apartments that you live in, the phones that you use, the clothes that you wear, everything was created out of play. The entrepreneur who created these things wasn't working. They were playing, they were enjoying themselves, they were in flow, and they created something that served the world. So playing is so important to us because it provides us the vehicle to develop new ideas, to be innovative, to be creative, to solve things, to grow, to develop. And so it's something that we must utilize daily, regardless of what society says, right? Now, society doesn't shun play altogether. They just have a couple of forms that are acceptable for adults, like competitive play or social play, which is like friendship and belonging, or ritual and celebratory play, right? And so we don't give it up as adults. We just shift to more acceptable forms of play. And many of us don't even realize why friendship and belonging or ritual play or celebratory play is so important to us. It provides an indirect outlet for playing in any setting. As adults, it's official excuse to play. Most forms of acceptable play for adults reinforce patterns that maintain social control. So you have to decide, okay, if I'm going to control myself, then I can't live a creative, joyful, high quality life, right? If I'm going to play with my life and be engaged and play with the things around me, then it can create all of the joy and satisfaction that I need and want to, add some much needed value into the world. And so, again, I just want to go over what play is. It's purposeless, so it's done for its own sake. It's voluntary, so no one can make you do it. Is inherently attractive, so it's something that you want to do. It's freedom from time, so you get into flow and you forget about what you're doing. You diminish all consciousness of self, so you're not worrying if I'm doing it right, if I'm going to be the best. Is this perfect? It is potential. So you have the potential in any moment to do anything. Like because you're in flow, you're not really thinking about it. So any moment, play can go to any level and you could do anything. And then again, at the end of it, you want to do it again. That is what makes play, right? You want to do it again. Even children at the end, or when you play with them or you do something fun with them, they go again, or can we do it again? So in order for it to qualify as play, is you want to do it again. We do a lot of things that we say, oh, that was fun, that was playful, but we don't want to do it again. So therefore it isn't play. So there are 6 steps or 6-step process when we play. There's the anticipation. We want to anticipate what it is that we're doing. We want to be surprised by playing and shifting in perspective and not thinking about things in the way that we had before. Pleasure, we want it to be good, we want it to produce a good feeling. Understanding, we want to learn new knowledge, we want new concepts, we want to incorporate ideas that we didn't know before, right? Strength, the mastery that comes from constructive experience and understanding, the empowerment of coming through a scary experience unscathed, knowing more about how the world works. So we learn through play. Children learn about the world around them through play. Everything that you know, mostly you learn through play, right? And the last one is poise, which is grace, contentment, composure, and a sense of balance in life. And so I just want to go over 8 different common players. The Joker basically does practical jokes. We know a lot about that. The kinesthetic is the person who likes to move in order to think. Think about athletes, they explore. Each of us started our lives by exploring the world around us. Some of us never lose our enthusiasm for it. That is me. I'm a very curious person. So I am an explorer. I like exploratory play. The competitor, we all know what that is. That's what most of our play consists of. The director, a person can be planning, organizing, and executing events and be playing. And as you know, I host stress management fun shops, and it is fun to me. It doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel like a chore. It feels like a way to serve my community and create a connection so that we can solve our stressful problems together. The collector, we all know about collectors who collect cars or stamps or mugs. The artist, creator, that's what we think about when we think about play, is the artist, creator, the person who is playing with their hands to create something useful for the world. And the 8th one is storyteller. And we all know that we love a good story. It is the way we communicate best as humans, is to tell things through a story. And so storytelling is a big play field. We have a couple of types of play. We have body and movement play, and we have object play. That's when you use something. We have imaginative play. That's using your imagination. We know social play, which is friendship and belonging, ritual and celebratory play. We have rough and tumble play. We see a lot of children do that when they were young. They played. And again, there's so many different types of play. You just have to figure out what type of play you did as a child, what really brings you joy and happiness, and how you can incorporate that now. You do not have to lose what gave you happiness, joy, peace, fun, laughter in life. You just incorporate it into your already busy life, right? We work very hard in life, but we rarely play. We do not make time for play because we are taught that it isn't a biological need, when in fact, play is imperative for survival because humans are neotonians or neotinous. That's the word. Remembering what play is all about and making it a part of our daily lives is probably the most important factor in being fulfilled human beings. The ability to play is crucial not only to being happy, but also to sustaining social relationships and being a creative, innovative person. Consider what the world would be like without play. Play can save your life. Life without play is a grinding, mechanical existence organized around doing things necessary for survival. Play is the stick that stirs the drink. There's a kind of magic in play. Play helps us to express our own core truths. It helps us to be free from constraints and function in flow. We are drawn to fun, laughter, and play automatically because it's our true essence, our true nature, our birthright, right? There are great benefits to play, including increased speed, accuracy, efficiency, creativity, innovation, cooperation, and the ability to become stronger and adapt to a changing world. Through daily play, our brain keeps developing, adapting, and finding new ways to enjoy life. Play helps us learn more about the world. And teach us more than we can ever learn without it, right? George Bernard Shaw says, we don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. So think about that. When's the last time that you went outside and played? When's the last time that you did something playful just for the sake of playing? When's the last time you had a deep, deep, deep belly laugh where you laughed so hard, your stomach hurt, your eyes started watering? Share with me in the chat when's the last time you played just for the sake of playing. So, play is a state of mind rather than an activity. It is an absorbing, apparently purposeful activity that provides enjoyment, a sense of suspension of time, and it's motivating and it makes you want to do it again and again. Play is fun and it can contribute. It can trigger the release of endorphins, which is the body's natural feel good chemicals that produce an overall sense of well being. Once we understand the benefits of play, we can use it to bring a sense of excitement and adventure back into our lives. We can make work an extension of our play lives and engage fully with the world. If we let play drive itself well into our adulthood, which we are built to do. We find opportunities to play everywhere, right? And now if you taking a break, that's fine because you can easily get back on play. You just have to be in the moment and practice mindfulness. If we stop playing, though, we share the fate of all animals that grow out of play. Our behaviors become fixed. We are not interested in new and different things, and we find few opportunities to take pleasure in the world around us. Don't succumb to the child or adult duality. In adult, in America, a strong work ethic is valued, but over 2/3 of the population is unhappy, in unhealthy. Nations with less are happier. Look around. We can see many examples of miserable adults who don't play. Play is the cure for the misery. Imagine what the world would look like if we all played daily. Imagine what your world would look like if we all play daily. If you play daily with the world. If you play daily with your job, with your family, with your friends, with your challenges, with your stressors. Imagine what your world would look like. Okay, that's my time. I ran a little bit over. I went to about 20 minutes over. So thank you, Work Life Warriors, for sticking in there with me, talking about play. Please share any comments, anything you want to say, any feedback, put it in the chat. You can also send me an email. If you have any questions, just email me. Every third Saturday of the month, I do stress management fun shops. I host them. Please check out my website or my social medias for more information. If you're looking to learn more stress management solutions, we do 25 minutes of stress education. It's a good time. And then the last hour and a half is like a party. We figure out how to implement them into an already busy life. You make connections and we have a good time. So check out my information for that. Also, I will be here at Wednesday on the inner streets for some deep breathing techniques. So please join me at Wednesday at noon, and we'll do some deep breathing together. And go out there and play your stress away. It is not optional. It is up to you to manage your stress. Nobody benefits from it but you. So it's in your best interest to do it, to do the type of play that brings fun, joy, laughter into your life, that makes you excited, to increase the overall quality of your life. You will be happy that you did it. You do not want to spend your whole life working so hard. You get to the end of your life and you did not play. You did not enjoy your life. So play today, play every day, play in every way. Thank you so much, work life warriors. Have a great day. I'll see you on Wednesday.